Hey friends, welcome back to Go Travel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about my favorite everyday carry, which is the Manos backpack. Now, a few of you have asked me in the past kind of what do I bring on vacation with me? How do I pack it? And so if you've been following the channel for quite some time, you do know that I've posted a lot of videos about Manos, especially in shorts. But I just want to say right off the bat, Manos in no way sponsors me. I don't get anything for free from them. I just really like this bag and I wanted to share my thoughts on that today. So one of my favorite things about this bag is, honestly, it's very kind of utilitarian looking. Like, this isn't a flashy bag. So if you're concerned about pickpockets and things like that, they're probably not going to go for this first. They're going to find the guy wearing the Gucci bag. And I've had a lot of backpacks in the past, some leather, some full nylon, some cheap ones, things like that. And what I'm always concerned about is how long is this thing really going to last me? So I've used the Manos backpack for a year and a half, basically every single day. I take this to work, I take this to travel, weekend trips, anything like that. It has worn up incredibly well, and I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite features today. So let's start kind of from the front all the way to the back. In the front, you have this detachable case, I guess you could call it. It's the only part of the backpack that's like sort of full leather. And if you think about, detachable, you're always concerned about, well, what if somebody, rips it off the back and just runs away? The cool thing about this is it's locked in, and unless you pull this little tab on the bottom, which will release one of the first tabs, that's when you can pull the rest of it off. You can't do it without it. And so this detaches really easily. It snaps right back on. I use this kind of for a multitude of reasons, obviously. Like if I go to work, I'm keeping things like headphones and like my badge in here. If I'm going for traveling, this can double as a toiletry case. There is a weatherproof sort of, seal inside where you can keep things like toothpaste and toothbrushes. Opening this up, obviously, I've got a few compartments in here. One of the things I tend to bring with me is like probiotics. These are from Seed, but I bring these with me basically everywhere I go. I also have a travel cologne that I like to pack in here as well. Got to stay fresh, got to smell fresh at all times. Like I said, there is this waterproof sort of sealed compartment within. I tend to keep things like if I'm traveling for work, I'm keeping receipts in here just to make sure those don't get damaged. But if I'm traveling, just for leisure, I'll pack a toothbrush and some toothpaste in here. I always bring my headphones, just in case you want to listen to some music. But again, this is large enough to fit quite a few things. So if you're like me and you like to journal, I keep pens in here as well. There's probably a lot more use cases and things that I'm not using this for that I could be using it for. But it's really handy. It's nice to take off, especially if you're using it for toiletry, so you can just leave it kind of in the bathroom of the hotel you're staying at. Now, I'm going to talk about the back of the bag real quick. So another cool feature of this is there's this tiny little magnetic clip pocket. So like when you're wearing this, and you want to keep something like cash or passports or things like that, it's kind of like a secret compartment. Like you wouldn't see it, especially if I'm wearing it. And even getting inside is not the easiest thing, especially if I'm wearing it. So unless somebody's kind of seen me open this, you won't really even know that it's there. Now, moving from the back, there is a laptop compartment. This is kind of, standard on a lot of bags these days. It's soft lining inside, protects the laptop. I've worn this bag out in the rain a couple times and have not seen any water get in. That doesn't mean it's, fully weatherproof or anything like that, but I do think the nylon on this, not only does it hold up well under wear and tear, it does prevent some water from getting in as well. And talking about the main compartment. So again, you'll notice that this bag, it actually opens so that you can lay it flat. So if you're trying to pack clothes and things like that, much easier to do so. It's not like a duffel bag where you just kind of toss everything in. There are compartments for a lot of different things. There's a felt lining portion of this. So if you wanted to keep something that's like, you need to keep it extra dry, you probably keep it in here. I keep things like books and stuff when I'm traveling, or a journal and pens. There's a few zipper pockets in here as well if you wanted to, compartmentalize some things as one would. This little black compartment, I don't know what fabric this is inside, but it feels like it would be like kind of a weatherproof or waterproof type of thing. So you could pack other things in here that you kind of really want to make sure that they stay dry. There's a mesh netting in here as well, just so you can get easy access to things without having to worry about them flip-flopping around the backpack. And I have packed at least a week's worth of clothing, including some shoes in this bag. So in terms of size, like this bag is just perfect. Now, Manos also does carry these in full leather, just not black leather. I like leather. I think leather is great. It'll last you over a long period of time. However, I don't know if I'd love it, especially, you know, unless you're shelling out hundreds of dollars for like a really high quality leather bag. I want something that's just gonna, you know, survive the daily wear and tear that I put it through. And so I like nylon. It's easy to clean. It hasn't, you know, even with scuffs and things like that, you can take them off really easily. You don't have to worry about this bag getting damaged and like ruining the leather or anything like that. But again, it's a very understated look, and I adore this bag. And again, just putting this out there again, Monos did not pay me for this video. They didn't send me this bag. I bought this on my own. I do like how it also fits over all of the other Monos pieces that I do have. There is a strap on the back of this bag, so this slides right over a handle for like your luggage and things like that. Obviously, you know, I keep it to Monos because I like everything kind of staying uniform and sleek, but this will fit over basically any piece of luggage. It just, you know, takes the wear off your back from having to carry it around the airport or carrying around the city and things like that. There's enough leather pieces to keep things interesting and comfortable. So if you want to just clip this bag and just carry it around in your hands, you totally can do that. The leather, like, I haven't had any comfort issues in this whatsoever. In fact, I think like the little leather accents help a lot. It just makes the bag look a little bit nicer. It's not 100% utilitarian, but it's not as flashy as some other stuff that I've seen out there. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video. I really appreciate everybody's support. If you do want to get a discount code, I do have one in the description. And if you do have any other recommendations for bags that you've worked with, let me know in the comments. We'll see you next time.